Evening, guys. Welcome back to another live preview, as always, on a Wednesday, where obviously we will be looking ahead to our game on Saturday against Tranmere Rovers in the league. And of course, going over that absolute mad FA Cup tie last night against Oxford. Still can't believe it. You know, the scenes are like, I'm just still shocked, you know, in shock of what happened. But yeah. As always, please do subscribe if you're new. And also, if you're watching it back, as always, leave your predictions for our game against Tranmere. And also, if you haven't already, I've done my match reaction. I know it was out really late. Last night was a nightmare. Today has been a mad one. But yeah, that video was out earlier. But yeah, get involved as well in the comments. Leave your thoughts on the game. As I say here, how are you feeling after last night? Because that was just madness. And yeah, of course, hit the like as always. But I'm joined by Neil, who I was with last night. How are you to that?
I'm knackered, mate. I'm absolutely knackered. But today's just been a write-off.
Yeah.
It's just mad though, wasn't it? Mad evening.
Yeah, it was crazy. Really, really crazy. Yeah, obviously we'll get into it, and we're also going to do something a bit new. We don't usually do this on a live after we discuss the game, but we're going to do sort of a player ratings out of 10. So yeah, we're going to do it in a minute. Obviously joining in as well. Everyone tuned as well, and then obviously we're getting to the Tranmere game as well. But yeah, you know, starting. You know, where to start, really. I don't really know where to start. Big up to Riley as well. I mean, I guess we'll start of what did you think of the lineup? Because there was two changes from the weekend. Anderton coming in and Westbrook coming in. Of course, no Alfie Kilgore. I'm not sure if it was if he had injury, and obviously Whelan was suspended. But yeah, first of all, what did you make of the lineup?
Well, looking at it when it comes out before kickoff, he's obviously looked to go and win the game. He's gone strong, and he wants to obviously put in full effort to go and win that game. So it wouldn't have been the way I'd have gone with it. You know, I made my feelings pretty clear about the replay. I'm not too asked either way. Tranmere is a far bigger game for me, but once he's set up like that, you want us to give a decent account of herself and go toe to toe with Oxford. And you know, first half wise, they were pretty even. Not much to shout about. You know, they sort of felt each other out a little bit. Both have made changes, so they're both pretty. They weren't desperately fluid. You know, a few mistakes here and there, a few stray passes, and then as the second half wore on, it just sort of caught fire a little bit.
Yeah. Even into Gas said Steve as well. I hope you're doing well, and we will get onto this. I didn't even realise until it was not only a few hours ago. I seen on Facebook, and we will get onto that as well. But yeah, big up to 16 of you in at the moment. All of you, please smash the like button as well. Big up to Vaughan as well, even into you as well. BRC Tom says beating sixth. In League One, I think that's what he's on about. Is what it is. We're about now. Europe in 5 years. Even into Tom as well. Always supporting the channel. Now he didn't, but you know, once you've got into extra time, and it was weird. Like obviously, I know I did my reaction earlier, but I just want to say, like, I thought. Even in the 90 minutes, I thought we were the better team. We created the better chances as well. I know there was different parts, and you know where Oxford. I think first half Oxford had that one big chance where I think it was Mark Sykes who nutmegged Kean Harries, and then it was a great save from Belshaw. But he had that momentum when they equalised. You know, I don't even think that was a penalty. What was your thoughts? Because I watched the highlights back and he got the ball. What was your thoughts on the penalty?
Well, it seems to me when you look at it, from the direction of where Anderson's foot goes, it seems the ball goes in exactly the same place as where he's meant to have obviously kicked it. So to me, it looked harsh, but obviously, I mean, we was like 100 odd meters away, so it's hard to say. But it looked initially looking at it, it looked pretty harsh, to be honest. It's only going to be one result once the penalty's going to get given. You knew he was going to take it. You knew it was going to happen. Unfortunately.
Yeah. It was written when it was literally on for about 30 seconds. Yeah, I apologize if my connection is bad. I don't know why it's bad. It's usually pretty good, but I don't know what's going on. Like, no one else is on the connection, so I apologize if it's bad. Tom says hanging after them limbs, been in bed all day. Yeah. Big up to Bruno Lasagna as well, saying hi all. Really pleased Aaron Collins scored and happy for Spence and the team. I think we got our Rovers back. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that as well. But I'm gonna say we'll actually get on to the player ratings so we can sort of describe each player as well. Starting off with Belshaw, I know he conceded three goals, but none of it. He couldn't do anything really. But obviously, he made some other good saves as well. What did you make of him?
Well, I mean, he's kept us in it early doors. I mean, he's made a good save early from Sykes to push from around the post, and then he's pretty much, he could have. I was open. Like, obviously, he'd have taken everything when he went 1-on-1 with Taylor on the halfway line. Because if Taylor nicks that past him, that's another one. He's made a good decision there. But I think he played really well in extra time, because that could have really got away from Rovers at 3-1. I mean, we went 3-1 down, and they could have had another two. Really, he's made two massive stops. I know one from Bowden from about a yard out that would have made it 4, and I think there was another chance after that he did really well with. So you can't really. There's none of them goals he could have done much with, to be honest. The penalty is what it is. The header's brilliant as far as I'm concerned. He's no one's saving that from the direction he's managed to pop that in from. Belshaw was all right to me. Like, he's a solid 8. You know what I mean? He couldn't have done anything with them goals as far as I'm concerned. And the decisions he made, his kicking was decent. Made good decisions at certain points of the game as far as turning Oxford round, getting them facing their own goal. I mean, everything starts from Belshaw as far as when we go from front to back. And when we were in that second half of extra time, they couldn't get out. And every time it did go up the other end, Belshaw made sure he drove that ball right into the other end and right into the other corners. So yeah, decent 8, Belshaw. It's standard stuff from him now. You know what you're going to get with him. He's a solid performer for us now. I mean, people for the talk of anti's long gone.
Yeah, completely agree. I'd give him an 8 as well. He couldn't do anything about the goals. Made some quality saves, because that's the thing. It wasn't really until, apart from the one in the first half, it wasn't until extra time until he actually was tested properly. And when he was, some of the saves he made, to keep us in the game was unreal. So yeah, I'd give him an 8 as well. Yeah. Also, everyone in the comments, drop your ratings as well, and we'll go over them. Riley saying, when's the? Yeah, I'm on the EFL show on at 6 o'clock. Buffering slightly. Yeah, I do apologize. I don't know why my connection's really bad. Tom saying, better give Evans a new deal ASAP. Absolutely. Belly was class, a save from Bowden, and yeah, I couldn't believe it. Save looks even better on the highlights. Belshaw quality signing. Think Anzi is going to struggle. Yeah, I think Anzi. I think he'll be gone. It's a shame, really, because he's been so good for us, but just his injuries and he's getting for a keeper, and it's just injuries. Yeah, Belly. Yeah, I've seen the celebration. Amazing. I don't think Anzi will play a game for us again, to be honest. Class keeper with Weetabix ankles. Yeah. Bruno saying 8 out of 10 as well. Yeah. All season I've said Anzi should come straight back in, but I think I'm going to have to change my mind. Yeah, absolutely. Big up to 21 of you and as well. Keep hitting the like button. Next player we're going to go on is Harry Anderson. What did you make of him?
Bloke's an absolute machine, mate. He just run all day for you. Like, he just doesn't seem. He just never seems to get tired. To be honest, when he runs back after doing what he does, he looks absolutely beat, and you think he's never going to be able to do this again. He just keeps on popping up and getting into good areas. He's getting stronger as well. Like, no one's pushing him off the ball anymore. No one's leaning on him to get in front of him. He's stronger. He's fitter. I mean, when he was getting leggy towards the end, his crosses weren't great, his delivery weren't great, but you can forgive him. Do you know what I mean? He's been consistent as hell all season. And again, last night, you'd have to put an 8 on him as well, as far as I'm concerned. You know, you don't really do too much wrong.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I gotta give him an 8 as well, because obviously, like you said, I know like he was knackered by the end. Obviously, it's funny because at least one of the crosses mattered. Managed to stay in. But yeah, I'll give him it. Just his work rate, his quality on the ball. Always overlapping, giving people a space to run in. Next up is an interesting one. I've already seen Barber do his video and say about Harry's, but we're going to go on to Kean Harry's. What did you make of it?
It wasn't one of his better ones last night, Harry. So, well, I'll say that he had spells where it's typical of Kean Harry's. To be honest, he's a top defender at this level. He is. You know what I mean? He can edit. He can do all the basics, all the fundamentals, but he can play as well when he's composed on the ball. The problem with Harry's is he gets complacent so easy and he switches off when he's on the ball. Not so much when he hasn't got the ball, but when he's on the ball, he switches off and he makes he waits a fraction too long. I was saying to you about the Harrogate game. He was bang on it. He was focused all game. He got it. He drove it into Coots and Whelan early. Just last night against a better opposition, you could see that he was taking chances that you thought this could cost us at some point if he keeps doing this. And he got lucky a couple of times, but you know what? Harry's is over the long haul of the season. Harry's is going to be brilliant for us, as far as I'm concerned. I'll drop him down to a 7. Do you know what I mean? He had spells, but it's he had bad spells in that game. But what you come to expect of Kean Harry's now is he's performing pretty well every week. So the standard that you expect's rising as well.
Yeah, completely agree. I'd probably, if I was being a bit harsh, I'd give him a 6.5. But just because we won in the end, and to be fair, there was even that pass at the end was brilliant to give it to. Make sure he gave it to him. And I know he got caught out a few times, and he got nutmegged in the first half by Sykes that nearly scored. But overall, he did win a lot, and he still played fairly well. Next one is BRC Tom saying as well, Anderton is mint. No one can tell me otherwise. Yeah, we will get on to him in a second. But next one, Bruno says 7 out of 10 as well for Harry's. Tom saying from what Harry's was last season, to be honest. I think what it is just he's a confidence player. I was saying to you this about it last night. He's a confidence player, and it's when you've got experienced players as well with him, like Cootsy being, and even Taylor. I told, like, we both heard Taylor last night, and even Taylor, for a young guy, that's all you got to do is keep everyone chatting and talking through the game. No matter what experience you are, it's just only going to help. And I think Harry's the longer it just get better, to be honest. But yeah, getting on to Connor Taylor, what did you make of his performance?
He does. He plays his part. He plays role. The best thing about Connor Taylor for us is what we haven't had for years on end is he wins that first contact in the box. Every game, he knows exactly what his role is. When that ball comes in that box, he's the man that goes and attacks it and wins the first contact. We've had too many centre halves that have tried to pass the buck and say someone else should do it. I'll drop off. I'll defend the second ball. He knows exactly what his role is for Rovers. Go and win that first initial contact. He does it pretty much, 9 times out of 10. He had a dip in a few games where he weren't quite off it when he was playing against some lumps and he dropped off a little bit. But last night, again, against better opposition, won good headers, put it in good areas, did the fundamentals well. I know he got caught for one of the goals. I think Belly went absolutely mental at him for one of them. But he's a 19-year-old kid learning his trade, and he done all right last night. Again, I'll give him an 8.
Yeah. To be fair, I would do the same. Interesting fact, BRC Tom saying Taylor will play for England. I wouldn't be surprised I know people like to get on the thing, but he's been absolutely, for a 19-year-old kid in his first spell in the Football League, he's been absolutely amazing. I mean, I love him. Just like you said, he wins everything. He's just a mountain, isn't he? For such a a young teenager, or I think he's 20 now, but still, like, he's just amazing. And yeah, apart from that little bit in extra time, but to be fair, he was knackered. The amount of work and the quality on the ball he gives us, and the leadership for such a young guy, is amazing. So I'd give him an 8. Really appreciate Charlie Webb. Really amazing support as always. Giving me a super chat saying big up. Can you realistically see us going up? Yeah, I mean, the way we've been playing recently, apart from obviously the Newport game, the rest, 5 or 6 games where we've got some good results away, even the Oxford draw, Harrogate away win, the Northampton, the way we come back, as a team, and even last night, the togetherness and everything in that squad, leading from the down to the fans, to the management, to Barton, to the players, to the academy players. If we keep it up, we can easily go up. So yeah, I would say yeah. But yeah, appreciate this super chat as well. Bruno saying 9 out of 10. Yeah, absolutely. As an Ipswich fan, it was great seeing Oxford get beat. Lol. They were so scummy last weekend. Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Just everything. I had everything about a cup tie last night. It was just amazing. Yeah, Oxford always cheating. Yeah, their players every time going down, like holding their face or whatever. Yeah, he has such a good future ahead of him. Absolutely. Yeah, for real. But yeah, next one is Anderton, the guy that seems rapid when he's got the ball, but seems like he's stuck in mud when he's not got the ball. What do you make of him?
It's pretty mental, isn't it? Like I was saying last night, he's the only bloke I know who plays football who looks absolutely like he's lightning quick when he's got the ball, but when he's got to run the other way, he looks like he's running through treacle. It's just, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But again, if you're going on your expectation of a performance from someone, Anderton done really well last night. He done things that I didn't know he even had in, like the delivery for the Spence goal was unreal. Didn't even know he had that in his locker, to be honest. But he was bombing past people. He was overlapping. And for someone who's like been deemed a cart horse for the last few weeks, he put in probably, that's got to be his best performance for us. It has to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, yeah, if you're going on expectation of what you think of you're going to get out of Anderton to what he give you, it's probably got to be a 9, because he's pulled some out of the bag that I didn't even know he had in him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm actually going to give him a 10. I thought in the first half he was really good defensively, because he might not be the fastest guy, and everyone, there's some players that's with this extra sort of trickery or whatever, but the way that he got up and down in the first half, very good defensively. And then coming into, even in the second half, got in, started the move going for the Finley goal, and then extra time, he just give an extra 90%, and I thought he was amazing, by far his best performance. And like you said, the cross for the goal was amazing. He just literally straight on Spence's head, and yeah, amazing. And yeah, Tom says it here, Shin and Tonic or Shiniesta. There's plenty of names now coming out for him, and yeah, he's amazing. Top performance from Anderton. Getting into the midfield then, what did you make of Coetzee? And Bruno says 9 out of 10 for Anderton as well. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Coetzee, what did you make of him? Just getting better and better, isn't he, Coetzee?
Yeah, like I said to you, he's just, the fitter he gets, the better will be, Paul Coetzee. He started sluggish for us. He never had a pre-season. He was getting up to speed whilst playing games and getting battered when we were getting beat. But you look at how fit he's getting, miles fitter now, and he's coming on leaps and bounds, and players around him are growing because of it. Because he absolutely bosses us. He absolutely bosses us in that middle. He pulls people in. He basically manages us from the middle of that pitch. Every single situation, scenario that goes on that pitch, he directs traffic and gets us in positions. Like we should have been dead and buried at 3-1, and he was not having it. He was driving us on, and he was telling people where to go and what to do to get us forward and in decent, dangerous areas. And he just kept on driving us on. He makes good decisions at good times, whether it be fouls or passes or going backwards to go forward later on or out the other side. It's just class, mate, Coots. And I know he started bad and he looked ropey. And I said to you, like, when he hasn't got the ball, he's a passenger at the minute because he wasn't fit enough to do it all. But like you said, over the past couple of weeks, his pressing's got better and better. He's becoming that all-round midfielder. And last night, he took full responsibility for us, I think. And I thought he was brilliant. Yeah, he gave the ball away a couple of times, but what midfielder don't? He's a 10 for me because he absolutely drove us.
Yeah. I agree, to be honest. Yeah, like you said then, I thought he was quality on Saturday. And like, even me, fans can obviously say their stuff. Like, obviously he like you said, he didn't really have a pre-season. Then he got sent off against Mansfield, which set him back even more, 3-game suspension. And then, since the more time he's playing, and, the leader, he talks, he's great on the ball. He, like you say, keeps it going. He was driving every single player, imagine being Martinez. That must be class. Or, Grant.
His chat's invaluable, mate. His chat is invaluable out there on that pitch with some of them players. He just makes good decisions all the time. Do you know what I mean? That's why he's played at the level he's played at. Like him and Whelan, they might not have great legs for a full season. You might have to manage them a little bit, but their chat's invaluable. Yeah.
I mean, like basically, all you've got to do is look at where they play. Like Whelan has got nearly 100 caps for Republic of Ireland. And Coots is, and he's played in the Premier League. He got so much experience in the Premier League with Stoke, and Stoke fans loved him as well. And Cootsy as well, loved by Sheffield United, done amazing. He was unlucky because he broke his leg in the season they got promoted to the Premier League. He was unlucky to not even have a few games in the Premier League as well. He was that good. So yeah, like we said,
just a proper captain, mate. He's just a proper captain.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom Butler saying Coots was captain of United for a reason when they won the champ. Exactly. Need to get that Cootsy chant going. Yeah, absolutely. Bruno said I would give 8 out of 10. Vaughan saying have concerns as Joey back in court next week with assault charges against the manager. If guilt, what could happen to us? I've said this since the stories come out. He surely, like, even when he joined us, he obviously knew that would be happening again. The trial with him. So I think it will be okay, even with the other issue with him and his wife. I think it will be fine because otherwise, he wouldn't have signed as long as a contract as he did. What's your? I know we've gone on about it a few times in other, but what's your thoughts? Do you think anything's going to happen, or do you think the same as me? It'll be sort of, there'll be a few, maybe, a fine or something else, but do you think it'll be mainly fine with the situation?
Ultimately, come the end of it all, he'll still be our manager. I just think he'll just be found not guilty. I think if Al-Qadi will have done his due diligence on this, and he'd have sat down with Barton's legal team and said, look, what are we looking at here? Have I got anything to worry about? He'd have sat down with his own representatives. There'd have been a massive discussion and forum on this, and they'd have all sat down and picked the bones out and gone, you've got nothing to worry about here. And that's how it'll end up. That's how I think it'll end up, because I just don't think, and this might be being daft, to think that they'd be that naive to just throw him in there without actually doing their own work on this.
Yeah. I agree as well. We've got another comment from Gordo 2.0 saying, do we need Leon Clark back? Personally, I would offload him in January and get in another striker. Nord is free. Don't think we get him if the wages he's on is correct. It's weird though, isn't it? A lot of people have said this, and including me, saying that we're playing better without an actual striker. The way we're moving the ball, like some of our on the weekend, and last night as well. Some of the interchange in play because of the more sort of agility players and the way we move the ball it's quite funny, isn't it? How we've scored a lot of goals as well. We scored six in our last two, well, 8 in our last 3, if you count the other Oxford game. It's pretty mad, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, but like Barton said after the Hartlepool game, and this was going a while back, once Clark got injured, he goes, we're just going to have to find a way to adapt. And he's obviously worked hard in training to find a way and a method of making this work, because after Hartlepool for a few games, it didn't look like anything was changing. It looked like we was really struggling. And they've obviously worked hard in the week and worked on certain patterns of play in training to make that work. Because, whether it be Nicholson and Thomas or Evans up there, like Evans plays as a false 9 for about half an hour last night. And we looked all right. Yeah, we looked decent. But ultimately, you need an out-and-out centre forward out there at some point. But I don't know if he's going to do much, to be honest, because you've got to be careful what you wish for, because you could bring in another centre forward. But once Pittman's back, once Saunders is back, and if Collins scores goal now until the new year, you're doing all right with what you got.
Yeah, that is true. Tom saying, I would classic gas if Joey were to get sent down after we just had some mint results. Down he will, though. Yeah, Bruno saying I think Barton would be okay as well. Gas said 95 saying should Sion Spence. Absolutely. There's a thing that I seen. I think in 206 or 203 minutes, Sion Spence has got 3 goals and 2 assists for Rovers. That's mad, isn't it? Really. So, I mean, like you said, he does now need to be given a bit more time off the bench. And if he can keep doing what he's doing and have the impact, then maybe in a few games if needed, maybe starting. But at the moment, just keep giving him more minutes off the bench. Get his fitness up a bit, and we'll see. Because what a night! And like me and Neil, we were sat up in the uplands, and Mark Bright, who used to play for Palace and works with their academy and scouting of players. He was actually at the game last night, so. He'll be very happy with Spence, and obviously Patrick Vieira be buzzing as well to hear that as well. I'd have Caden Jackson on Norwood, but what we've got now is working fine. Exactly. And like Neil said, when we've got a fit squad and you've got Saunders, Pittman, Collins now, that goal could do him the world of good, fingers crossed. And we will get into other players as well. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Bruno saying the way we're playing is going to give Barton a headache picking a team. Absolutely. Yeah, keep smashing the like button as well. Appreciate it if you share as well. Let's try and get 30 likes as we always do on the live previews as well. But yeah, what was the next player? Next player, let's go Luke Thomas. What did you make of him?
He's still not fit, mate. He's still miles off being fit for me. He looked busy, and he looked like he was trying to make a difference when he got the ball. He was always trying to be positive, cut inside, on that left foot. He backs himself on his left foot. He always tries to make stuff happen. He never just plays safe, goes back out to go out the other way and not be interested, so to speak. He always wants a ball in tight areas, but you get to sort of the hour with Luke Thomas, and you can see he's flagging a little bit, and he's starting to look a little bit leggy. And all of a sudden, he still wants to get the ball, but he just can't do the things that he was doing, and he gets a bit sloppy, gives the ball away, and he probably stayed on a little bit too long for me. But all worked out well in the end. But you can tell, you can only judge Luke Thomas of how good he is. Like same with Coots. Once he's fully fit and he's up and firing, then you can judge him. Because at the minute, we've seen little cameos of Thomas and him being potentially a decent player, but at the minute, he's not up to speed yet. Do you know what I mean? You're just going to have to keep on drip feeding him minutes, because he's not showing anything to say that, he's nowhere near where Evans is as far as the quality of a player to deliver those sort of statistics. He worked hard. He tried to probe, he tried to make things happen. But then again, he faded away on about the hour. Yeah, 6, 7, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen a few people saying that he played bad. He didn't play bad. He was still trying. But like you said, it's annoying for him. I feel a bit for him because he he just keeps getting these niggles, and he'll play well one game, then he'll be out the next game, or for a few games like he has been. But he just needs, hopefully he can stay fit and get up to fitness, and hopefully soon enough we will see the player he is as well. Big up to Kieran as well, Sunderland fan here, miss playing using the league. Always a class game. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, fingers crossed. Maybe Sunderland will stay in League One and we'll get promoted and play you again. But we'll see what happens. Big up as well. 30 people in at the moment. Really appreciate it. Tom saying Thomas needs to pull the trigger sooner. Yeah, that's the thing. He sort of dallies in that. Whether it's because he's not got the confidence, but he done it last night, didn't he? I think there was 2 times. One in the first half, one in the second half, where he got the ball, went on a mazy run, but instead of just hitting it, he just tried to take players on and then went inside and inside. But I'm sure we will see the best, and he will have a great part to play. Next one is an interesting one, someone who I didn't expect to start. I don't think many people did, and that is Zayn Westbrook. He was sort of playing as like sort of centre mid / winger, left mid at times. What did you make of him?
It's Westbrook, isn't it? You know what I mean, just he doesn't offer you nothing, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's probably brilliant in a 5-a-side and 7-a-sides in training and all the rest of it. But when it comes to a competitive game, it just passes him by. He just doesn't offer anything that suggests he should be anywhere near that side. He can't put his foot in. He's not a goal threat. He can't run. His delivery, more often than not, is rubbish. He's not useless, but it's just a bit meh with Westbrook. You know what I mean? Out of all the midfielders we've got, he'd be the last one I put on there. That's how I put it. But I don't dislike the bloke. He's probably a lovely fella. He's just not cut out for us. So about 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tom saying Westy was all right. I'd give him a 6. Yeah, it's just it's a shame really that he it just hasn't really worked out for him. We've seen him in various positions. Like I said, a few weeks ago, I thought he was good when Barton come in last season, but it's just he hasn't kicked on. And like you said, it's just like you said, it's everything. He doesn't put a foot in. His delivery. I remember delivery last season. One game, I think it was Lincoln at home, where he put in about six free kicks or crosses, and he just went out. And
if you look at this squad now, you look at Coots, Whelan, Finlay, even Evans. He's not a Barton player. Do you know what I mean? He can't do the ugly side as well as the other side of going forward and making things happen and driving. For example, that second half of extra time, everyone was absolutely busting a bollock to get in the other half of that pitch and make something. Westbrook would have never ever lived with that. The pace of how ferocious it was, winning second balls, not letting people live on the ball to win it back. That ain't Westbrook. He ain't cut out for us and the side we're trying to be.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard though. Like, coming January, when you've got, he's like we said, he's if you take off, different stuff, he's on about 300 grand a year, in League Two, $4 grand a week. It's mad, really, but. It's going to be interesting to see if anything does happen in January, whether we can get him off or even a loan, like what happened to Bennett. He took us ages to get rid of Carl Bennett. He had loan spells and then finally left, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, just average, really, wasn't it? Average. Next up, we go with Sam Nicholson. What did you make of his performance?
Pretty much again the same from what you expect from Sammy. Really, he works his absolute nuts off for you. He give you everything. Always tries to be a threat and behind. Never gives fullbacks a minute piece. Always tries to pinch people on the blind side to get the ball off of them. He never had any opportunity to get a goal last night, from what I can remember. He never really got a shot off or anything. He just works his nuts off, really, like same as ever. But Nicholson, to date, he still hasn't in this league. He hasn't taken a game by the scruff of the neck. for what a flair player he can be, and go and win a game for you on his own. He's not really shown glimpses of it at the minute. He's just doing the ugly stuff well for us at the minute. But as far as a shift that he put in last night, again, it's a solid 8, Nicholson.
Yeah, I agree. Evening to Brett as well, saying for me, Westbrook always seems to be half a yard too slow. Yeah, it's so weird with him for like quite a young. I say, young. 25 years now. Yeah, it's just weird, really. I don't know, but yeah, for me, Nicholson, I'd give an 8 as well. I thought work rate as always is amazing. Like you said, he scored a few goals for us this season, but like you said, he hasn't really sort of like like you said, took the game by storm like he did last season. But he's still impacted. His work rate is amazing. The goal on Saturday for Evans basically come through Nicholson's pressing. So yeah, just keep on going. Hopefully he can get him, because like you said, he didn't really have any goal scoring chances, did he? There was a few times where he worked his nuts off against like 6'5" centre back like last night, but he just didn't really get a chance. But like you said, his work rate is 110%. Gas said 95 saying Spence's winner was on the half volley. Yeah, it did. Yeah, literally that Lambert winner against City. Yeah, and that amazing. I think it was Harry Barter. He done that thing where the Deeney hog thing. That was amazing for that goal. Yeah, that was class. That save from the keeper. What one was that? I can't remember, because we had so many chances. That's why I was still shocked it went to extra time, because I thought we had more chances, we had better chances. But yeah, I can't remember the save they had for Sammy.
No, no,
there were so many opportunities. But yeah, just keep on. Yeah, runs his socks off without much reward, being played out of position. Great player on the wing. If he does his best position, 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's fair. Bruno saying Sam Nicholson, hard worker, influences the game, 9 out of 10. Yeah, fair enough. Next one is Anthony Evans. What did you make of him?
Yeah, decent again last night. I think you're seeing more of a gritty side to Evans now. Like, he's ever since sort of Harrogate, he shocked me with the sort of shift he puts in, because he puts his foot in, makes life difficult. He becomes a physical presence. Like I said last night, for a good sort of 20 minutes, he played as a false 9 straight through the middle. He did okay, but again, he looked leggy towards the end. He looked like he was really, really struggling to keep up with what we were trying to do, as far as press high and keep Oxford pinned in. And he didn't look like he was going to last much longer. You know what I mean? He was dead on his feet towards the end. But again, it's another one. Typical Barton player. Gives you everything until he can't do it no more. So again, to go down the same road, they're all pretty similar last night, them lads. 8 again for Evans. Can't fault him. Give you everything. Tries his hardest. Looks to probe. If there's an opportunity to get a goal, he won't be far away from being the bloke to be in that position. He was unlucky with that looping header towards the end, but again, I think that would just come from being mentally tired, because he could have really taken that down.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's interesting. I thought he was, like you said, really good again. Always looks a threat on the ball, and he's very he'll do anything for the team. And the thing is, he's not a greedy player either. If there's a chance, like for the Finley goal where he got the assist, where I think Anderton or Nicholson give Evans the ball. Evans was sort of probing, better skill, and then great pass to Finley for the goal. So, yeah, another assist to add. He's been by far the signing that I don't think anyone, even me. I knew he had quality. You're not at Everton for no reason. Coming through the ranks, but obviously hasn't really worked with him at other clubs. But he's been amazing, really. Considering we got him on a free, like people have said, and I say all the time, we just need to get something sorted. Whether there's a clause in his contract, if we get promoted, he gets another year or something like that, hopefully. But yeah, Luke saying Pittman is our best player. That's fair. He is quality, to be fair, and he showed it. Just need him back fit again, because put the ball in the box, and he's your man. Charlie Webb saying, would you go back in the Upland stand? Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, to be honest. Obviously, I was saying to Noah, it's funny that I usually go in the Blackthorn end, and for that, I missed the limbs. I'd have probably got stood on and piled on if that. But no, I did enjoy the Uplands. Yeah, I thought even then, I thought the atmosphere was quality. Everyone trying to create, and yeah, me and Neil and everyone else around us, absolutely limbs, and yeah, it was good. I like the view as well, and you can sort of easier to analyze it as well. Like we both said, last night you can see, it's easy to analyze a game as well. So yeah, I'd go back in there again, definitely. Evan plays well, work rate good, 8 out of 10. Yeah, and Finley as well. Yeah, Finley class. Brett saying top player, bit of pace, puts his foot in again. Being played out of position, his best position is attacking me. For me, a good 8 out of 10. Yeah. Is that the dry build? Is it the dry build?
No, it's a popular installation now, isn't it? Well, it used to be dry build. It'd be that popular installation stand now, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah, 34 people in at the moment. Let's see if we can get 35 likes as well. Please hit a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And if you're new and not subscribed, please do. It would be appreciated. Also, go and follow Neil as well, always on air as well. His Twitter is scrolling across as well. But yeah, getting on to the subs. Starting off with Martinez. Obviously, we'll do these few players and then get on with the Tranmere game as well. And obviously our score predictions and thoughts and our lineup predictions. But I don't think the lineup predictions will be too hard. But yeah, thoughts on Martinez first.
He went in there next to Coots, and Coots pretty much directed traffic and told him exactly what he wanted from him, and where to be when we didn't have the ball, and what to do when we did have it, and where he wanted him to be. He followed instruction for me, Martinez. I was saying to my old man earlier, I got the impression that second half of extra time, Barton just, he basically sent him out there to play, what's known as the trade as fuck it football, because Oxford didn't know what we were going to do. Yeah, we were just fucking flying at him. We were just flying at him from all angles and every area. Like I said, I think Barton just sent him out there to play fuck it football. And if anything went the other way, we just have to try and deal with it somehow, because they didn't get out last period of extra time. We got a second wind, and they could not get out of their half. Oxford. Yeah, Martinez. He followed instruction. That's the best way I can put it, as far as I'm concerned. He went in there, went in next to Coots, and Coots told him exactly what he wanted from him.
Yeah,
followed instruction. So 7.
Yeah. To be the thing I love about Martinez, and even when Barton gave him his chance last season, he's just. I've never seen a younger player so calm on the ball. He's so calm on the ball. Like he's got so much confidence, on the ball. And like you said, I think Coops obviously helped him. And it's great. Like I said earlier, it's great to Martinez to have this experience in the midfield areas. And hopefully he can get a bit more, game time as well, because I really do like him. We also, my mistake. We forgot to do Finley, but what can we say? I thought he was class. Always getting stuck in. Always puts in a challenge. Always gives 110%. And obviously took his goal brilliantly. I love Finley. I love him. What do you think about Finley last night?
Yeah, he's been a brilliant bit of recruitment for us ever since the start of it. Really, I mean, again, another one who didn't have a pre-season really. Came in late. He's had a knock. I still don't think he's up to speed now. If you look at him, sometimes he's a bit sloppy on the ball now and then, Finley. But as soon as we give that ball away, he's the first one to try and go and get after it to get it back. He's another one who's he's almost as good for you without the ball than he is with it. He's the first one to go and get it. He'll set the press immediately to go and get that ball back. Yeah, another solid. He'd probably have an 8 without the goal. So he Nick Waden with a goal, give him a 9. Finley.
Yeah, I agree.
Dead on his feet come the end, give everything.
Yeah. That's what I love. He always even say if I don't think I've really seen him have a bad game, but even if he did have a bad game, or he'd give the ball away a few times, which you can't really. He's a midfielder. Loads of. Especially in that role in midfield where you have to keep things ticking, and move the ball, quick and slow the game down at times, which him and Whelan and Coots are brilliant at. So yeah, at 9 definitely. Yeah, it's weird though, isn't it? Like, I don't know, because I don't know what happens, how the way they do the attendances. I thought, obviously when we scored in the limbs, it sounded like 12,000. I think for me personally, because even at Oxford, the Oxford game, there was well over 1,000 Rovers fans, and they still said it was like 700. Like,
take the notice of what attendances get announced, mate. It's all a tax fiddle. Take the notice of that.
That's what I mean. Like, it's crazy. Tom saying Pablo was mint. Solid after being very poor against Exeter. Possibly defensive mid, not. I said about Martinez. But I'm not surprised he was poor, because he's hardly played any games really. Martinez. He's been out he's another one as well. Like, he had COVID. I think he had COVID twice. He was injured. He's been, you always see on his Instagram stories that he's in the gym trying to get back to fitness. But I love Martinez as well. Martinez is one to look out for. Absolutely. Yeah, next one we'll get onto the star boy. I love this guy, Ryan. I say guy, kid or teenager. He's amazing. I love him. I thought he was excellent. The way, again, confident on the ball for a young, 18, 19, confident on the ball. When he come on, the Oxford players did not know what to do, because they were like, who is this? Left footer, he's got the trick. I love this guy, and he needs to get now he's in the fold with Barton. I think he'll get some minutes, and I thought he was excellent. When he come on, I'd probably give him a strong 8. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, we'll go far off of that. I mean, like I said, he's another one. Come on, followed instruction. He was given one clear instruction. Once you get the ball, be direct, go at your fullback, and try and make something happen. He wasn't interested in playing safe. Again, he always made himself available. He didn't hide. People like Grant behind him, Coots again in his ear all the time, telling him exactly what he expected from him in certain situations. And he just tried to deliver the instruction that he was given. Yeah, I think over time, training with these lads week in, week out, get drip feeding in minutes. He's got a lot of work to do physically, but he's only a kid, isn't he? But I think you could definitely make a player out of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to Penguin as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Go and subscribe to him. What a guy, FPL Pingu. The way Finley carries the ball is like a 29-year-old Bellingham. I think it's fair. I love Finley. To be fair, I was meant to be going next week, Salford, but the coaches sold out. So I'm probably gonna like he says there, it's on iFollow, so I'll probably be doing a live stream for that on Tuesday. Finley has experienced good pressing 8. Don't really care as long as it's not Ollie Luke. I don't know. Big up to everyone. 37 of you in. Let's see if we can hit 40 likes now. Really do appreciate everyone tuning in live. Even into Dan L saying hi, Charlie and Neil. I was following the game over from here in the US. Cup games are only audio commentary. I gave up at 3-1, then I checked my phone and it was 4-3. Yeah, it was funny the amount of, because when me and Neil got there and game was to start, it was pretty full around us. 3-1. It was especially behind us and in front of you. You can see loads of people. We've seen loads of people getting up and leaving, but fair play. But that's why you got to stay to the end, especially FA Cup, magic of the cup. But yeah, I should imagine over there in the US, Gas in the USA. So big up to you and appreciate you for supporting the channel. I'm watching the content. Brett Gas saying Finley a great player, great fans player, solid all over the park, and he can finish 9 for me. The new Holloway. Well, I didn't get to see Holloway, but he was obviously a quality player, and he must be good. This time last week we were 5-0 down. What a difference a week makes. yeah, Jones was great then as well. Yeah, he was. Obviously got scored last week as well. It's exciting to see these young players come through. Absolutely agree, Billy. Yeah, completely agree. Bloke is my local, is a season ticket holder at Western-super-Mare, and he asked me every week about how Jones is getting on. Finally, I can give him an answer. Yeah, exactly. He's just amazing, and like you said, the more he's with these experienced players, and the more he beds in with the team, the more better he's going to get. Bet they wish they televised our game instead of Solihull. Yeah, exactly. Collins just lacks confidence just given time. Well, I think now we'll get on to Collins, actually. What did you make of that and that strike? Me and you were there. And the way obviously every area of the stadium, it would have looked amazing. But from where we were, and you could just tell that strike, he just had Harry's give it to him. He turned, and everyone was there like, yeah. The Oxford players were there like, yeah, go on then, have a shot. And it just, what a finish, honestly. I'm just gonna have to give him a 10 just for the goal. I thought he was really good as well. He had a chance. To be fair, apart from the chance he had, sort of the first half of extra time, he was pressed and he was trying, but then the goal, you just have to say, wow, especially for the equaliser. What did you make of that strike?
Well, yeah, is it for a substitute's impact? It's got to be a 10, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, he's come on. Collins does what he does. Essentially, what you'll definitely get from him is hard work. He'll chase down lost causes. He'll press fullbacks. He won't give defenders a minute's peace. But I've been saying for a while that something needs to go in off him. Well, it went in off his left foot from about 25 yards out. It was unreal, wasn't it? Like I ain't seen a strike like that for ages down the mem, especially in front of the Thatchers. Place just went out absolutely ballistic. I was made up for him as well. Like, he went absolutely mental when it went in as well. He must have seen someone he knew over in the boxes, because he headed straight for it and everyone followed him. But he will be absolutely buzzed. I bet he ain't slept since. He was absolutely buzzing. And after that, he grew and grew and grew after that. He was a threat ever since that went in.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Do you know what the only annoying thing is? That the radio commentary. Have you seen it? They call him. They say Martinez instead of Collins, so it takes away his sort of thing. But honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing for him. And it was funny. Was it that Jan? You told me, wasn't it, that Jan B Sims on Twitter was saying to you? Well, he was saying like, oh Neil saying it was, get a goal off your arse or whatever. But yeah, that strike was just...
I never saw that coming, yeah. No one did, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, it was amazing. Showing my age now, I watched Holloway at Eastfield, was such a good player, yeah. So it's good that Finley's been saying about Holloway. As soon as it left Collins' foot, I was already on top of my mate, knew it was going to be a chop drawer. Yeah, it was amazing. It really was. Yeah, big up to Jax Ford saying, ooh, up the gas. Appreciate you tuning in, as always. Billy saying, unreal goal from Collins, unstoppable. So glad he's got that now. His confidence will be up. Absolutely. Yeah, gotta love the knee slide as well. And he just, that goal, that, the knee slide had to be that's why it's on the thumbnail. It had to be. Collins deserves 10 out of 10. So happy for him. What a first goal. Absolutely. Unbelievable touch from Grant as well. Yeah, we're getting to Grant as well. I thought he was excellent, because he's really started off right back when he come on, done really well there, looked solid, and then he sort of obviously Barton or someone, or even Coots. I think it was Coots actually that I remember him just pointing, just saying, "Get up, just go for it." And I thought he was excellent getting forward, and that touch. I mean, wow. Honestly, I thought his impact was amazing. I'm going to give him a 10 as well. I know he didn't score, but that assist alone, that touch, just to bring it down, was something else. So yeah, I give him a 10. What did you make of Grant?
I mean, we'll talk about all these subs, and ultimately, what you're looking from these subs is to make an impact on the game when they come. And they all did it. Every single one of them did. None of them just carried himself through the game or didn't do anything. they all made a solid impact when they came on. Grant's just he's valuable for us because, like I was saying the other week, just fills holes for us and does really well wherever he goes. It's like a poor man's Owen Hargreaves. You slot him in somewhere and he'll do a decent job for you no matter what. Right hand side last night, no bother, go and get on with it and get the job done. Again, solid 9 from Grant. He like you were saying, he was driven on to go forward, and he gave their fullbacks all sorts of problems, really, especially with Jones trying to overlap him and double up, etc. Like I said, come the end of the second half, second half of extra time, it was fuck it football. No one knew where anyone was meant to be. It was just keeping their half, just stay in their half. There was no pattern of play, no structure. Coots held the middle with Martinez, and if it went past them, Belly had to come and do something. That's just how it was. But yeah, there was all class them subs. But so yeah, good 9 for Grant.
Yeah. Big up to Jack as well, who was obviously on the channel the other day when we done the preview for this. And yeah, he's saying, what did we witness last night? Fair play to you guys. I mean, and obviously I watched his reaction. Go and check out, because he's very, very honest, and was saying that Rovers deserved it. And to be fair, I think the thing that won us the game, I know he said they sort of, like I said to Neil in the first half, that they were playing like basically wingers as fullbacks in the first half, but it was weird because I thought the thing that won it for us was just, I thought our players wanted it more than Oxford in the end. That extra time, the fight, the courage, the passion, the want, everything. I just thought we wanted it more than them.
I think if you try and break down Rovers as a side and as a sort of culture compared to what Oxford had nice, technically gifted players. They weren't desperately gritty though. I mean, I felt like, apart from maybe that 20-minute period where we started to look a little bit leggy, every second ball was ours. We was winning every second ball, So, and we was winning the initial contact in the air. We looked like a better, grittier, firmer side than Oxford as far as doing the ugly side of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, big up to you there. Go and subscribe to him if you haven't already. And yeah, great guy. And I'm sure if we meet again, we'll collab again, because he's he's a really good up and coming content creator as well. So big up to you. Brett saying West Terrace was buzzing, seeing my 13-year-old son Finley go mental after third and fourth goal. So glad he got to see and feel the atmosphere. Yeah, I seen as well, and on social media, and talking to a few people after the game, a lot of people, with their young kids, said it was their first game as well. So fair play. What a first game. I mean, my first game was that Doncaster loss in the JPT final when we lost 3-2 in 2007. So yeah, to win in that like we did, what a first game. Yeah, Grant gets better and better. 10 out of 10. Grant's attacking position in his class always seems to be in the right place. Sorry if my voice is going as well. I just, after last night, you can't really blame. That Oxford game was my best game at the men. Miss Dagenham had to give away my ticket on real night. Yeah, like I said on reaction, best scenes I've seen since that game, that Dagenham game. Like we said, like me and Neil said, and everyone has said, haven't seen scenes like that for a long, long time. Grant missed the back post. Yeah, that's literally that's a good nick. Yeah, big up to Yambi Sims. That's a good nickname actually. Grant back post. Yeah, what a player. Missed the first 10 minutes because of traffic and queues. Yeah, the queues are crazy. Missed the first goal in the bar. All worth it. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, quickly get on to the main man. Really, the sub of the year, the sub of the decade, Sion Spence. I mean, what a performance from him. Everything about him was amazing. The press, he wanted it. Great positions. Great header against some 6 foot odd centre back, and then to be in the right place at the right time, because he was always in the box. He's just a fox. Whether his position is a striker, calm centre forward. I don't know, but he just knows where to be, and I thought he was excellent. What do you think? Has to be a 15 out of 10 for me. What about you?
Yeah, it's well up there, isn't it? I mean, ultimately, he's come on and done exactly what you dream of him doing. I think he had a bit of a sighter when he first came on when Coots slid him through. Great knock from Coots, sent him through 1-on-1. I was backing him to score knowing it was Spencer on goal, and everyone's telling me that like he's the best finisher at the club. I'm thinking, oh, he's going to slide this one, and we're back in it. And he's just made a decent stop, but he didn't stop at that. He kept probing, kept it. But he's got a cool edge. He just looks like when he's in the box, he goes cold. Like decent finishers do. Don't panic or slash at anything. Same as the Warsaw one. Could have easily got panicked at that and swung and made a right ash of it, but he tucked it away nice. And the same as last night, nice and calm, decent contact, flew in. The header, anyone would have been happy with that, no matter what league you're playing in. Proper decent technique on it. I mean, the ball from Anderton, he didn't have to do much with it, but he guided it. He guided it lovely in that far corner. But he's going to be someone I think that you're going to be able to call on to change a game coming off the bench. You might not start games because ultimately we're picking up points and picking up good points on the road, and we've started to win at home now. So that's not going to change it too much, no matter how well he's doing. But he's slowly going to be drip fed minutes. I think, like I said, Mark Bright was there last night. He'd be made up with the progress he's making. What he's doing at Rovers and the way he's being used is perfect for all parties, I think, at the minute.
Yeah, it was crazy because the thing is as well, he's not just a one position player. You can use him from anywhere. He can either, because he's got pace and he's so direct as well. The agility and his dribbling on the ball, and just his natural awareness to be nowhere to be. And you could play him on the wing. You could use him as a sub for Nicholson, Collins, Pittman, whoever. But yeah, excellent. Yeah, it has to be 10 out of 10. Grant's position, left wing back, totally different player in the position, 8 out of 10. I hope Spence gets more. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that is the end of ratings. We're quickly, I know it's been pretty much Oxford reaction, but how could it not be? And I thought it would be a good idea to introduce player ratings as well, and obviously to get people involved in the comments, because that's what the channel is about. Trying to get people involved. So yeah, next up, Tranmere, Saturday. It's interesting. I thought they were doing a lot better than what they were doing. They're still doing all right. They're 1 point above us, 12th in the league currently. Sort of been a bit of an inconsistent start, like us really. 6 wins, 6 losses, 4 draws, on 22 points, coming off the back of a 1-0 loss at home to Sutton. And they've got 4 points out of the last 15 and 3 losses in 5 games. But yeah, what do you make of Tranmere so far this season?
Well, again, you look at the league, and they always seem to be sat in around that top 6 area. So you'd think they're a pretty decent side, but again, you're not too far away from having a bad time of it in League Two. If you don't win in 3, you could fall God knows where. I don't think they've won in the league. I don't think they've won in their last 3 either, and I don't think they're banging in loads of goals. I think they only play one up top, so they must have a certain pattern of play they look to get their goals, and it doesn't seem to be working for them of late. Recruitment wise, I think Mellon's gone sort of with old heads again. If you look at sort of Tom Davis and Peter Clark as their centre halves, that's got to be the combined age of over 70. You got the likes of, Jay Spearian, technically good player for this level, be able to, ball retention will be good, can get about the pitch, but again, of an age. Who they got up top, like Nicky Maynard, he's of an age, he's not going to be a threat in behind for years on end. He's not going to run all day for you. He's going to probably be the same sort of mould as Pittman and just play between the posts and try and nick chances. And then you've got wide, you're looking at sort of veterans in Feeney and McManaman. So I don't think they're not blessed with a lot of youth and athleticism, so to speak. I think they're weighing on their old heads to try and manage themselves through games and get wins that way, which really could work in Rovers' favour, considering that I expect them to put in a pretty sort of laboured performance Saturday because they give everything last night, and it wouldn't surprise me that come Saturday that you don't see that sort of energetic out the traps. They might just have to game manage it as well as they can on Saturday, Rovers. But like I said, Tranmere aren't blessed with youth and agility, so it might work in our favour.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack Sword saying, yeah, I've seen a few bits. It's annoying. I couldn't get tickets, which is so frustrating. So I'm gonna have to watch it on some dodgy site or whatever. Yeah, it's weird. I think the Ticketmaster or something just ring up Forest Green and say, and hopefully they can deal with that. Yeah, a lot of Tom Butler saying Sion Spence is pronounced Sean. That's fair enough. I'll say Sean from now on, so I don't sound like a complete belter. So yeah, exactly. With the 129 minutes and euphoria, will it take its toll? Yeah, that's hopefully it doesn't, but I still think he can give we can still do the job in 60, and then we can we do the same thing, bring on we've got Jones, Spence, as we've seen, and as long as we're solid and we're just in the game, as long as we always going to create chances, I think we've always got a chance. And like you said, they've got an FA Cup winner in their squad in Callum McManaman, won the FA Cup with Wigan in 2013, which is interesting. Obviously Spearing was at Bolton, Liverpool. And yeah, a lot of, like you said, Tom Davis is a very good defender, and he's on the thumbnail as well. And also Clark, who I think is 39, maybe 40, the centre back, which is mad, but he's had an incredible career in the EFL. But he's actually, funny enough, he's actually their top goal scorer. So that tells you something. He's got 3 goals from centre back, and he's their top goal scorer. Even into Mats as well. He's just arrived. Appreciate you tuning in. I predicted 2-1 to the Gas. But yeah, we'll quickly get on to lineup predictions. Obviously, there isn't. I don't think there's really much. I'm guessing you would play the same team that we did against Northampton.
I go close. I go sort of close to it, but I just think you've got to manage what's happened last night, because I think the medical team and the physios are going to have a big say in who is available for Saturday, because obviously they're going to be getting plugged into the machines, these players, and they're going to be saying, like, he's banging a red zone here, you can't play him because he's going to tear something or pull something. So there's going to have to be certain players that are managed. I think the subs will be massive Saturday. Subs will be absolutely massive for us, because there's going to be players out there could probably only do an hour.
Yeah, and especially because we got the game on Tuesday as well.
Yeah,
so
you've got to try and manage the game as you see it, as it plays out. If Rovers can get himself in front early, then it alters the way that you manage the game as far as what you do with your subs and your personnel. Because once you start getting to sort of 60, 70 minutes, depending on how the games go, you've got one eye on Salford. And if we're wrapping players in cotton wool to get them out for Tuesday, for me, I'd go Belly in goal. I'd have Taylor, Kilgore and Harries in. I'd bring Kilgore back in. Sounds like a little bit of swelling that's just being managed, so he'll be able to come back in. Anderson one side, Grant the other, and then I play Finley and Grant. I play Finley and Whelan in there. I'd leave Coots on the bench to manage him. Evans in the pocket with Nicholson up top with Collins. I just think now Collins has got that goal, you throw him back in there. He's only played what, half hour last night, if that. He'd be good to go. He'd be buzzing. He'd be full of energy, full of life, fully backing himself that he can get a goal. That back line will be pretty deep, I'd imagine, for Tranmere. They're not going to leave a lot of space in behind, so there's going to be a pretty big gap somewhere. Either it's between their centre forward and their midfield, or their midfield in there. There's going to be pockets to play in, I think, against Tranmere. And Collins will love that. And I think depending on how the game goes, whether we've got to try and claw something back to get an equaliser, or if we've got to manage it out to win it, that's when Coots comes on and does what he does.
Yeah, that's fair. Say that again. Your attack.
Nicholson and Collins up top, with Evans in the pocket behind him.
Evans in the pocket. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, for me, like you said, Belshaw in goal. Kilgore comes back in if the swelling's, all right. And then, Taylor, Harries, and then I would, Grant. Is it Grant on the Grant on the left? Did you say Grant on left wing back?
Yeah, Grant on the left, Anderson on the other side.
Yeah, we got to manage him as well, though, Anderson, because he played extra time as well, and the amount of.
But this is what I'm saying. These lads might only have an hour in them, but then if you're looking at like Nick Anderton, can come and do a job now. If he comes in, he has to go in at wing back or centre half. Coots, you know what you're going to get from Coots. He'll manage that game out depending on what the situation is, where we need to get a winner, claw a goal back. He'll be able to assess the situation and get it done. Martinez, full of legs, can come on and do a bit. Then you've got the likes of Thomas and Jones, etc., going forward, and even Spence, if we need to go and change it at the top end. I just think the subs will be massive for us Saturday.
Yeah, agree. So same back three, and then Anderson and Grant on the two wing backs. Like you said, bring Whelan back in with Finley, Evans in front of them, and then I would play. Who I would play? I don't know. I was thinking of throwing both Spence and Collins in the lineup, to be honest.
You've got to be careful with continuity, though, ain't you? You're winning with what you've got.
Yeah, that is true.
Change it too much, it blows it all out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just have Collins and Nicholson then. But yeah, that would be mine. But yeah, get your score predictions in the comments as well if you haven't already. We'll go over. Starting off with Neil, what are you predicting for this weekend's game?
I don't think it'll be that much to watch, to be honest, this one. I don't think Rovers will be at 100%. I think it's about managing the game and trying to nick that goal, like how we've been winning games recently away from home, being dogged, digging in, doing the ugly stuff and finding a way of getting that goal. And then once you've got it, build on that, whether you hold on to it or try and go and get a second. I think that's pretty much. I think you'll probably see more of a sort of Harrogate performance than you will an Oxford performance on Saturday. But I still back us to get a result now. They're not in good form at all. They're aging. I can see us winning. I can see us nicking 1-0. 1-0. Maybe it might go to 2-0 if we get one early enough. But I still firmly back us to win on Saturday now.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt's is quickly going with a team there. Belshaw, Kilgore, Taylor, Harries, Anderson, Whelan, Coots, Grant, Finley, Evans, and Collins. Some predictions as well coming in. We've got Bruno. Yeah, Bruno said 2-1. Tom, BRC Thomas said 2-0, hopefully. Riley said 3-1. We've got a few goals in us. Matt's is saying 1-0 as well, agreeing with Neil there. I'm going to say 2-0. I think we'll get quite an early goal, and then I think it'll be a bit cagey towards the end, and then I think we're going to get a late goal as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with 2-0. I think hopefully quite a game, but we like you said, you just got to manage a game, keep it basic, do all the basics right, and hopefully we will win. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the preview and reaction for Tranmere and Oxford, respectively. Vaughan also saying 1-0 and Cass 95 saying 3-0. Collins with a second half brace and Evans to get on the score sheet. Yeah, that's class. So fingers crossed. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in live as always. Really do appreciate everyone's amazing support. Dan also saying 2-0 Collins and Evans. But yeah, really do appreciate the support as always. Hit the like button if you haven't already. If you do watch it back, because in case you missed it, then please leave your predictions as always. Please do subscribe if you're new. Please share out the channel. It's only going to get bigger and better with everyone supporting it. So thank you as always. I try and always do a match reaction. It will be out earlier this time after the game. But yeah, appreciate it as always. And we will see you in the next one. Up the gas.